Hello and welcome back to the Yonaha podcast. It has apparently been 6 months since the last episode, and I'm deciding to bring it back. Today I have DarkMatt17.
Hey, what's going on, my Conrads?
And my cousin, Obi Cthulhu.
Yo.
So, yeah, we are back, and we are just going to introduce Matt. I did a collab with him a long time ago. We did a Godzilla costume tier list, and we have a collaboration planned in the near future on the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And many more.
Yeah, and we're thinking of more stuff to do. I'm hoping to do like a video essay collab with you.
Hell yeah, man.
So yeah, grab your coffees and sit back and enjoy. I already have my coffee, but yeah.
Here we go.
So, Matt, would you like to introduce yourself to anyone on my channel that hasn't seen our video?
Yeah, sure. Hello, my Conrads. My name is Matthew. Or you can just call me Matt. That's what I usually like to be referred by. I run my channel, which is just DarkMatt, and I've been doing YouTube since I was in elementary school. And I've changed a lot of things since then, but where I am right now, what I'm doing for content, I am really happy with. And, but still good to look back at, like, where I started, but I'm still considering changes to the channel. But, yeah, I'm glad I was able to meet Obi and Ethan. They met me through a video essay I did, my first one, the Gojira one. That's how I got to collab with Ethan, like on that Godzilla suit tier list, and that was really fun to do. I never posted my version though because I had some audio difficulties, but hey, I still had fun doing it.
Yeah, I remember specifically I looked up Godzilla on YouTube, and then I hit videos that were posted within the last hour, and yours was there, and I just, I sat through it and I commented, and yeah, that's kind of, the rest is history. I've tried making other collabs that way, but when you type in something like Spider-Man and press like most recent on YouTube, you get flooded with like Elsa Spider-Man costume toy videos.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of those, yeah.
And even Godzilla stuff, it's tons of weird animated garbage and like toy stuff. I mean, the toy stuff, like I'm not talking collector toy stuff.
Well, that's the main thing. I'm a Godzilla collector myself.
Yeah, I'm not talking about like collectible toy stuff. I'm talking like people making really weird kids videos with toys.
Yeah, I've seen those. Those are
so it's like weird. Really hard to find enjoyable content on the films or the games.
Yeah, there's not many video essays or retrospectives that much on the Godzilla films, which,
Yeah. So you said you started YouTube how long ago?
Since elementary school, like since I was... Okay, so I'll tell my full story. So like I originally wanted to be a gaming channel because I loved Mario and all of that when I was like 9 back in elementary school. And 2 days after my birthday, I was in Brazil, visiting my dad at the time. And, sorry, I hear arguing. Basically, I was, wanted to start a YouTube channel for a while now. 2 days after I turned 9, my dad helped me create my channel, which was originally like Video Game Matthew 2.0. It's a very embarrassing name. But like, then I uploaded 3 Mario videos, which were okay. I definitely look back at them and I think they're just terrible. They've since been completely deleted. But then after a year of struggling to get back into my account and, wanted to do a figure channel now because I've always loved collecting, I decided to do some figure reviews. So in November 2016, my first review was on a Bandai Creation GMK Godzilla, which that I liked. And then I did 2 more videos, a Christmas haul and other things, and then through 2017, well, I took a big break a little, and then June 2017, I uploaded pretty well, like, mostly just doing figure stuff. And then 2018, I was still doing figure stuff, but I incorporated some gaming. Like, most of my videos now have since been privated because I'm embarrassed and, I'm a coward. But I've since, like, privated those videos, but... Then, also in 2018, I decided, since I was, my friend, he was a figure collector and we always loved hanging out, I invited him to be part of the channel. So from 2018 to late 2019, we just had so much fun making a bunch of videos, just doing a bunch of figure reviews, and, it was really fun. And, but then obviously 2020 happened, Bryce, my friend, that was his name. he lost interest in being part of the channel. Now I was back to being alone. Our names were King Goji 2006 and 2007 because those were the years where we were born. I was 2006, he was 2007. And I decided to go back to DarkMatt. That was the name that, stuck with me the most since I came up with that, when I was younger. And then I still continued figure stuff. I uploaded every single day throughout summer of 2020. Really had a lot of fun. I reached 100 subscribers by the end of it. Try to do some gaming stuff here and there, but really wasn't going to work out. But obviously, I really didn't upload much, though, later because school, and I was starting high school at the time. I was in 9th grade, obviously. But then in 2021, rebooted my channel again. I moved at the time, tried to do some figure stuff here and there. Late 2021, after having to take a few months off because, again, school and laziness, I decided, why not? I love My Hero Academia. I just got into it at the time, in early 2021. I tried doing chapter reviews and didn't work out. I will admit that was my first time editing on computer too. I used VideoPad video editor, which, let me be honest, is not that great. I'll just say right now. But I always I didn't have the money to get the full thing, so I constantly had to restart my trial to use that to just export a video to YouTube, and it was annoying. But then after abandoning that, privated some of those videos, and I might just take them all off YouTube at this point. I don't know. I decided in 2022 to upload every single week, and I started with figure reviews, and then when I came into March, I was like, after the Batman release, I was like, man, I want to, video essays have been an interest in me, and I want to do them myself. And I tried to do a Batman video essay, and I was doing well. It was all going well. Bam. I lost some footage. I lost some files, and I got so upset, and I just couldn't upload the video, sadly, so that didn't work out. I still have that video plan, though, completely restarting. But then I decided I'll try again. And I decided to do Gojira, the original 54 film of Godzilla, obviously. And thankfully that worked out. I had to re-edit a couple things, though, because Toho decided to be all bullshit and copyright claimy, completely blocked the video. Not a strike, thankfully. But I uploaded the video. It was really well. And I continued to do video essays. I did Sonic 2. Then I did some prediction videos with future stuff with Sonic. I did some Marvel stuff with Doctor Strange because obviously Multiverse of Madness came out at the time. And still did some figure stuff and some drawing shorts here and there because if you don't know, I really love drawing. I just haven't been doing it recently because busyness. But video essays were mainly the one thing I kept doing. I did Ninja Turtles, did other stuff, and I haven't uploaded as much recently because school has been kicking my ass, but I been having really fun. I have some video essays planned. I was going to do Scooby-Doo 2, but I'm not so sure about that anymore, so I might just do another Scooby-Doo video, which is what I'll probably do. But yeah, now video essays is my main passion, retrospective stuff, and I can't wait to upload more. That's mainly the story of my channel, I guess,
Yeah. Wow. If you think about it, if your Batman video didn't corrupt and didn't happen, then we probably wouldn't have found each other's channels.
Yeah, I guess it was better to do the Gojira video first because that film at that point, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla was my favorite, but now the original Gojira is my favorite film ever made, so it was perfect to start with that. So
yeah,
I'm freaking happy that I did that.
It's a better movie to make a video essay on because it has a lot more meaning than any of the others.
Yeah.
But that was a really great summary of your entire history. It's kind of crazy how this is years in the making, and because we started the channel probably 3 months before we met you, and in my imagination it's we all start around the same time.
Well, I completely 2022 was when I really started getting big because I was stuck at 100 subscribers for 2 years, and then the video essays came along, and then bam, I did a Knuckles prediction video which blew up. I did not expect that to blow up so quick, but it just blew up, got me 25,000 views. And I gained 200 subscribers from that, and that warms my heart. Like,
Yeah.
I just can't believe that video did so well. And now I'm at 365, trying to approach 400 by the end of the year. Hopefully that goes well. And it's just like, it's crazy, you know?
Yeah, it just takes one good video to get there. I mean, I think that a quarter of our subscribers came from Obi's Steven Universe video.
Yeah, that blew up like mad crazy.
I was tweeting every time it got 1,000 views. It just, like, it went from, like, it had like 80 views the first day, and then the next day it was at like 4,000, and then 8, and then 10, and then 15, and then 20, and then 30, and then 40, and then I'm like, oh my god. But
maybe
ever since
get
then,
to 100,000 soon.
Ever since then, we've been sloping downhill. Like, most of our videos don't even pass 100, so we're hoping to pick up
videos though.
Yeah,
you're close to 600 too.
Yeah, so it's we're hoping to pick that up again. I've been watching videos on how to, you know, make the one video that will like blow up, and it's there's a lot of strategy that I don't even realize when I'm making my videos, but like it's a real motivation killer, and people tell me not to like focus on the numbers or anything, but it's like when I get no comments or nothing, no engagement, it's like it's hard to keep wanting to do it, but of course I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah, I like to engage with the comments. Like my Knuckles prediction video, I always love chatting with people on that, like because they had their own predictions of what could happen, and like I always had fun, you know, agreeing with them and chatting with them. Like, oh yeah, that could definitely happen, you know.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of our comments are people that just strongly disagree with what we said.
Snyderverse video much?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, that Snyder video definitely was controversial.
Yeah, and like obviously I didn't like do like a mountain of research for that video, because all I had to say was the movies were bad and they shouldn't make more, and also Ezra Miller was on a rampage and apparently was back for reshoots on the Flash movie, which isn't canceled yet.
He's pled not guilty, and he's apparently going to 20 years of prison or something like that.
Yeah, I wasn't made aware of that, but I was told that they were still
that was
present
recent
for.
news. That was way after the video.
Okay, but I was told that or at least I had seen rumors that they were seen on set for reshoots after all the controversy.
Yeah, but even then, they're gonna recast him. They already are. Like, I heard a rumor that they're considering some guy, like someone to replace Ezra Miller, which is interesting. Like, I wonder if he would actually do a good job.
Yeah,
actually,
they should just deep fake someone else over the face.
Oh, I just found it. A WB wants George McKay to replace Ezra Miller and take over as the Flash after the movie, obviously, because they already have the Flash 2 written.
Here's the thing, I kind of would be cool with it if they just put Grant Gustin in place of Ezra Miller.
He's on the final season of the Flash. I don't.
Yeah, but the Flash has been bad for like not even 8. It is 8 seasons, isn't it?
It's on the 9th. Yeah.
9th. Okay, it's been bad since the 3rd season.
Well, I haven't watched it.
The first season was glorious. I have very much nostalgia for that. I was like in the middle of high school. It was like a very good, simple villain hero like story, and like all the characters felt like they had a place, but then season 2 and 3 and 4 had to keep messing with time travel and kept making alternate versions of the main cast, and just kept like, oh, suddenly this character has superpowers, oh, now everybody has superpowers, now there's 4 different Flashes and every single one of them is faster than Barry, and all the villains are just the reverse Flash but with less character. It just kept getting worse, and then I stopped watching, and the CG kept getting worse because no one's watching the show, so the budget goes down, but they keep making it anyway, and they just
it's on its final
every conflict seems like it's Barry's final conflict. Like, this is his where he's gonna have to sacrifice himself, and every time he does, he doesn't die.
Hey, we have one more season, so who knows what will happen.
I don't even care what happens.
but that Snyderverse video was controversial, and then like I feel like if that America doesn't understand Godzilla video got more traction, oh boy, it would get a lot of hate.
Yeah, but like
I agree fully with your opinion. I fully agree. But like, yeah, people would absolutely disagree though.
Yeah, well, the thing is, people commented on it months after I uploaded it, and I didn't know how to respond because I hadn't rewatched the Legendary Pictures Godzilla movies. So I'm just kind of like arguing from memory, and then I say something factually incorrect, and then I'm like, uh-oh, I'm pinned in a corner.
I'll just say I watched Godzilla vs. Kong recently, and God, that film was so hard to watch.
I just don't know why people, like, the one guy was defending it, and he was just, starting a fight with me, and I was not in the mood.
But yeah. But I don't know what I'm saying.
So yeah, before we move on, I would like to plug our shop, yonaha.net. We all have eco-friendly clothing. Everything is 80% recycled cotton, not recycled cotton, sorry, organic cotton, and 20% recycled polyester. All of our designs are inspired by Okinawa and Japanese tradition, and I have a new collection coming out on November 1st. It's called the Erased Collection, and each one features Okinawan kind of like spectacles and icons that are abstracted in some way, representing the erasure of Okinawan history. So that collection comes out next month. And let's move on to next topic. You wanted to talk about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Yeah.
And I thought you would like to say what... I mean, let's bring up the news that's out about it, and then you can get into your theories and stuff.
But... yeah, the movie was finally announced. MCU, who I don't know much about, but I heard her films are okay, is directing the film finally, you know, probably replacing Chris Columbus or any other director they had. And Jim Henson Creature Shop is working on the animatronics, which is perfect because they are literal monsters when it comes to animatronic designs.
As long as they're faithful to the game design, I'm happy.
Yeah, because there was that one image where they it looked like the FNAF 1 designs, which makes me believe, which I'll get into that in the theory section, but it's like, it looks like the film will be based off FNAF 1.
I've always hoped it would be, because any other game setting just wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
Especially
Except
if they
FNAF
did 3.
But we'll just get to that in a sec. But then also the film starts filming February 2023. So we are finally, since Warner Brothers abandoned the project, since so many delays, we are finally getting this movie. Yeah. And it's like, it's so weird.
I just kind of wish that the film was put in the hands of independent filmmakers, because Blumhouse...
I mean, Blumhouse is, I haven't really seen much of Blumhouse, but I heard some of their films are great, but some of their films are just garbage.
I just think that they have a very generic formula for horror, and I just recently watched Halloween Ends, and oh my god, it was the worst in the trilogy in my opinion. I was upset because, you know, it's the final Michael Myers movie, at least I hope, and he's not even the main antagonist.
Yeah,
in it.
I've been hearing that criticism.
And the antagonist that they bring into it just isn't engaging, intriguing, or anything. And I'm like, we're in the final part of a trilogy. Why introduce this new character? If he was going to be a big deal, why wasn't he a big thing in the first movie or the second movie? It kind of feels like what George Lucas was doing with Star Wars in the prequel trilogy.
Yeah. Well, the prequel trilogy is amazing.
I know. The memes are amazing, but
no, the actual films are
when
great,
people talk about what they would have done for the prequel trilogy, I think that Anakin shouldn't have been a child in the first movie, and it should have just started with him as a young adult, going down his path of darkness, and not having the path of darkness be entirely in episode 3.
I mean, he was supposed to be 12 in that first film. But
if we rewrote the entire trilogy, it should have been a big arc that went from him kind of being taunted by totally against the dark side to taunted to joining, but that entire thing happens in Revenge of the Sith.
It's let's hope that doesn't happen with the if they do a FNAF trilogy.
Well, if you actually include the Clone Wars and the books, Anakin's arc,
yeah, no, if I have to read outside material, I don't care. Like Destiny 2 lore or Destiny 1 lore. If it's not in the game, I don't care. If it's not in the movie.
No, it's all in the game. You just have to read it in the game.
Then you do not want to read Five Nights at Freddy's: The Silver Eyes.
Yeah, I don't. And if I have
here's the thing though. You're lucky that the book timeline is completely different from the main timeline. They're alternate realities.
Yeah, see, I like my concise story without alternate realities. I think that Marvel is starting to really collapse because of their multiverse ideas.
The multiverse is very inconsistent.
Yeah, it's just the introduction of things like the Eternals and Multiverse of Madness and the Loki show.
Incursions, all that bull crap.
You're adding too many things that shouldn't be able to coexist and aren't really referenced by each other.
What do you?
Yeah, but Anyways, we got to get back to FNAF.
Yeah.
FNAF.
So I was saying, now there's also leaked, because obviously it's pretty obvious they're doing casting right now, because casting has to happen before they get into production, since they're likely in pre-production. But we got leaked character bios, which seem to actually be real, but at the same time, I am praying that they're fake, because I am not a fan of it. So the main character is Mike, obviously, Mike Schmidt, Michael Afton. And then there's like a little sister character named Abby, which is not based off Elizabeth. It seems to be like something new. And then there's like a police officer named Vanessa, which is like the phone guy of the story, which is like, I don't think I like this. Like,
Vanessa was the guard from Security Breach, right?
Oh, Vanessa, yeah. Vanessa's like a character like who appeared in Security Breach, but that I didn't think Scott would approve of a character that's literally super recent. I think he would only approve of something from the first 3 games.
I don't know what he would approve of.
Like, let me just say, so I like the character's name Mike. If they're doing Mike Schmidt or Michael Afton, as obviously, because in the game lore, I'll explain in my theories, but like Michael Afton has gone over different aliases from Fritz Smith in FNAF 2 and Mike Schmidt and Fritz Smith in FNAF 2 and Mike Schmidt
Jeremy
in FNAF
Fitzgerald
1.
in FNAF 2?
No, Jeremy's a completely different character. But
got it.
Yeah, and then the character of Abby, I don't know. I kind of prefer Michael being a loner like he is, like, because by the time FNAF 1 takes place, he's completely lost everybody he has loved. And like the Vanessa character I'm mixed on, I'm kind of hoping it is fake, like, but then again, who knows? And
I mean,
just
she could be a character thrown in to get killed off. We don't know.
But just remember something. Before the film got delayed and they decided not to film Spring 2021, the screenplay they were going to go with was the Mike screenplay. So my theory is this is either a rewrite of that or it's the Mike screenplay, and that they have a completely different script, like, or something similar.
Yeah, I have no idea where they're going to go with it, but I'm glad that, we're getting a character that's pre-established, because I was worried this was going to be an entirely very loosely related to the games movie, kind of like that Nicolas Cage movie that Obi made me watch.
Willy's Wonderland. Willy's Wonderland does make people want to. Willy's Wonderland probably does make people want a FNAF movie, because on, it's Nicolas Cage,
but like
literally just beating the crap out of a bunch of animatronic robots.
Yeah, the thing is, I didn't care about the animatronics in that movie because they weren't the FNAF characters. But Nicolas Cage silently stole the show. Like, he was just hilarious. I did not care about I didn't care about the plot at all.
It's one of those, I haven't fully seen it, but from what I've seen, it's one of those goofy movies where, like, turn your brain off and just have fun watching a Nicolas Cage movie.
And like, it's amazing that like the product placement in that movie is to a product that doesn't actually exist, because I actually wanted to drink whatever he was drinking in that movie.
Imagine that existed.
I googled it. It's not real, but I was like, I want to buy this because of this movie. That stuff made him super powerful. Like that is more effective than any Coke or Pepsi ad I've ever seen. Like, except for Pepsi Man.
Pepsi Man. Okay. Sorry. I just looked up some news about FNAF. I just wanted to see any other FNAF things. Apparently, the people working on the animatronics is the Jim Henson Creature Shop.
Yeah, we mentioned that.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He did mention that.
Dang.
But yeah, Jim Henson Creature Shop. It looks like what leads me to believe this film is based off FNAF 1 is the fact that we saw a Freddy Fazbear that looks directly like it's from FNAF 1. So it's likely that, I guess we'll get into my theories, or the fact I have a little project that you can announce I'm working on.
Yeah. Well, I think you might be able to explain it better, because I know you've written a long list of theories.
Yeah. But basically, I am working on my own FNAF movie draft, not completely disregarding the leaked cast, descriptions, obviously. But I have my own theories about what the film could be about. Like, I'm very much going with the game lore and very much based off FNAF 1. And I haven't wrote too much yet. I'm still trying to... It's just a draft. It's just like a draft on my notes page on my iPhone, literally just trying to have some fun, writing like something that would be faithful to the games. But like, I'm obviously following Michael Afton. I've been trying to I'm coming up with ideas. Like, I wrote 2 openings, and I'll tell them, I'm revealing this to you guys now, actually, because you probably know what it is. But I thought 2 perfect openings. One is for to capture the frightness, to get you invested in the movie, and the other one is just pure game lore for fans. One is the 1985 Children Massacre, so it's the original, when William Afton dressed in a big spring Bonnie suit and just killed 5 children. Or the other opening I had was Phone Guy's death, where he's on that night, he's giving the message, and then he gets killed. And the ending shot, I have it framed Bonnie is looking in the window, and then blood splats or something like that all over the window, to signify, this is gonna be very gory, And I'm trying a lot of ideas. Right now I'm trying to experiment ideas with Michael, because I think it would be great, because he's lost all of the family in his life, and this I'm trying to do it to where, it will be good for casual fans who don't know anything about the lore, but there's little hints in there that people who do know the lore are gonna, understand. Oh, yeah, it makes sense why Michael is like this, And, I'm, trying to do, a depressed Michael. He doesn't talk much. Or, I'm trying to do, he's very crazy. He doesn't like to socialize, but at the same time, he's just a crazy maniac, sort of, because his head is just not right.
We get a Sigma male Michael Afton. Yeah, let's take a moment to appreciate that they are making practical animatronics and not doing all CG.
Oh, thank the gods, yes.
Because that'll be really cool to see. But also, where in the timeline does Sister Location take place again? Is it after the first game, or even after the third game?
It's confusing. Some people think it's before FNAF 2. Some people think it's after FNAF 1. It makes more sense to be after FNAF 1.
I think it has to be after, because otherwise he's going through the second and first game as a literal corpse with a bunch of metal parts inside of him.
Or the Remnant could have just restored him back to his regular self.
Yeah, I don't think the movie would go that far.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think, in my draft, I'm not acknowledging anything from Sister Location except Elizabeth. Not mentioning her, I just put it in the movie description that I have that he lost Elizabeth at a young age. That's all I'm putting.
Yeah.
That's all. And, and also for my draft, I have a lot of cool scenes planned. Michael, I was thinking, I don't know, I'm trying to experiment with ideas. I'm thinking, on the 7th night, Michael's okay, I've investigated too much. I need to find out why these animatronics are the way they are, since the big twist of the movie would be, obviously, how the animatronics walk around. And I'll get into how that's revealed in the next scene. But, it's Michael tempering with the animatronics, trying to get into their systems. And then just a bunch of these teenagers come in. And they're the people who try to bug him, and they're his sort of his friends, but not really, just characters just to be a kill count. We gotta have that, right?
Yeah.
It's
another
I actually came up with names. Wait, say again.
Is Michael the older brother to the crying child? I can't remember.
Yes.
And the crying child is the marionette.
Wait, what'd you say?
Is the crying child the marionette?
No.
Okay.
You got the lore all wrong.
Okay,
it's been a
long time.
Okay. Here's what it is. The Golden Freddy victims are Evan and Cassidy. They are 2 spirits are in Golden Freddy. The marionette is Henry's daughter, Charlotte. She was the first victim.
Henry's daughter, got it.
But, what is it? I'm looking at my draft right now, and basically, I came up with these characters just for fun, just to raise a kill count, and just to, have a scene, in Freddy's. So, I have, friends Clay, Andrew, Jasmine, Abigail, and Fred. Just came up with random names. And, they're just purposely there to raise a kill count for the film. They just come into Freddy's on that night trying to bug Michael and, say, hey, we saw the door was open. We thought we'd come in, see what you're doing. And, they just try to screw around all over around the place. And, of course, we all know what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, this is really funny. I wrote these descriptions. I said Andrew and Abigail are a couple who are some reason horny for each other. Jasmine desperately wants to get in a relationship with Michael, and Fred is a nerd who is afraid of putting his hands in the wrong place. You could see this is a very, very not good friend group.
Wow. I didn't anticipate you would write something like that.
I'm just trying to write something that would fit in FNAF, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, I no joke, I had a scene idea where Michael is just crazy in the head. He's just singing a song while one of the, like, either Fred or, like, one of the other victims are just getting mutilated by the animatronics. He's just on stage singing, and he doesn't care. Like, he is just crazy. It's just, I have so many ideas. I don't know if I want to do them, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm thinking a really cool way for the movie to end is the way that the Pizzeria Sim game ended.
Well, I actually had a idea for it to end, but like you were saying though,
I mean, you've heard the audio where Henry gathers all of them to burn them.
Yeah,
even though
but
that's
like,
not
I feel
canonically the end because Springtrap continues anyway.
Well, the thing is, if they're doing a trilogy, I feel like the fire burning ending would be the third or second movie.
Yeah, I forgot it's not one movie. Got it.
But like, my idea for the ending was William Afton getting a Springy locked and the Springtrap soon just dying. Like, that was my idea for the ending.
Yeah. If it's a trilogy, I'd love for the first movie to end with him becoming Springtrap.
And I was saying, though, my idea for a scene of the big twist of the movie, we all know the lore, kids, stuffed in the suits, possess. That would be the big twist of the film. And the way it's revealed is Michael, now frustrated and angry, he goes to prison where William Afton is. So, like, William, I would have it to where something different from the lore. He's gone off to prison. He's been guilty for the murder of children. He's been in prison since 1988 or something like that. And he's just like, in prison, just chilling. And Michael visits him. And, like, he's just angry. He's like, what did you do with those children? Why are the animatronics the way they are? And William reveals it very despicably, and Michael just runs out scared. Like, And it's, like, an interesting way. Like, it's very, like, to show how scary William Afton is. Like, something like that.
Yeah, I really hope it does have a lot of, like, psychological elements to the movie and isn't just jump scare galore with robots.
Yeah, like, William Afton especially, like, just imagine seeing that beast on screen. Like, that dude is a psychological psychopath that is just scary.
Yeah.
Like,
do you have a person in mind you would cast to play him?
I always think William Afton, but then again, there's so many. Not William Afton. Willem Dafoe, the GOAT.
Yeah.
Or people say Evan Peters because of the recent.
I'm good with that without Evan Peters, but I would say potentially Bill Skarsgård.
Oh, that would probably be a good choice.
But he might be a better Michael because I imagine William being older.
Yeah, Michael. The Michael I have in my draft, he was around 13 when the bite occurred in 83, and he's 23 in 1993, which is when FNAF 1 takes place. And, like, he's a bit younger, so, like, but then again, they could definitely do much older. Like, he could be in his 30s or his 20s, like his late 20s,
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Willem Dafoe and Bill Skarsgård would make a good pair, like, as a father and son. I think they both just have that look in their eye.
Yeah, but overall, yeah, like, basically my FNAF movie draft is, like, very much taken from the first game, adding some new elements in, some new things with the lore, just to make it, like, enough changes to where, yeah, it can be a movie and not, like, rely too much on the games, and, like, still be fresh to new audiences, but, and definitely my primary goal is not just to be a horror, but a character study, like, show how depressed, how psychologically, like, how mentally broken Michael as a character is because of how much he's gone through. Like, that is, like, one of the main things of the movie I want to see.
Yeah, which is why I said the Sigma male thing earlier, because, that's kind of what the Joker film did, and audiences had turned him into a, like, I'm so he's so relatable, like, because, we're depicting a family of, like, sick, twisted people, and people will cling to those characters. But, like, it would be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I really hope they're not just, like, placeholders for the animatronics to, like, be present.
Yeah. Also, one more thing before we move on to another topic. I was considering, for the Night 1 phone call, when the phone guy mentions, oh yeah, the animatronics move around, Michael just brushes it off. And that hints, like, that would get the audience intrigued. Like, why isn't he surprised that the animatronics move around? And of course, people who know about the game lore would be like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, he's seen this crap before in FNAF 2. Like, you know, it implies something.
I hope they use the line word for word that they do get quirky at night.
And then there was the bite of 87.
Yeah. No, that definitely better be like a centralized like plot point, because that was like the focus of like theories for years.
Well, we all know who did the bite of 87 at this point, but like,
like,
it was a really big theory at the time.
Yeah, like I want the movie to, you know, ring bells for people that were into the series for a long time, and also be an engaging film for new people.
Yeah, sort of like a good example of that is Arcane, because Arcane is one of the best animated series ever made. And like, though it's like very much made for League of Legends fans, in a way, it's also made for audiences who just want to watch a good animated show, who know nothing about that game.
Yeah,
it's like,
I've heard great
FNAF
things.
needs to find that perfect balance between a movie made for the fans, but also made for audiences who can just enjoy a slasher horror film and just have a fun time. Like, you know, that is what they need to find a perfect balance with.
Yeah. And if they decide between one or the other, I'd prefer that they go all in on like the lore and the fans than do a slasher that doesn't appeal to the fans.
Well, then again, they do need to make it kind of gory. I mean, you know, people probably would want it more gory than Willy's Wonderland.
Gore is fine. I'm just saying, like, if they lean one way or the other, I hope it's more fan service than not.
Then again, we got to be careful, because like fan service can be bad and good at the same time. Like, they got to execute it well, obviously.
Yeah, well, I'm not expecting any kind of masterpiece of a movie here. It's, you know, Blumhouse specializes in slasher horror at this point, or at least paranormal horror. But like, I mean,
also, they could very much try some found footage type stuff. Like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they really do experiment with this movie, because I'm basing my judgment of them on the Halloween trilogy, and you know, it seems very pseudo intellectual. Like, they keep bringing up the philosophy of what is evil and all this, and it kind of just seems like meaningless banter. They, you know, in the second movie, it's trying to like critique mob mentality by having them scare this guy and chasing him and having him jump out a window, even though he very, very clearly was not Michael Myers. He was like 5'1", like, you know. I just think that they tried to make the movie seem meaningful, but just wanted to get to the point where they're just slashing people up again. And
yeah, it's like, yeah, it's just gonna be so weird. I'm hoping like things turn out well.
Yeah,
like, you know.
I don't know if Obi's still present, but if you have another topic to move to,
I mean, do you want to move on to some Marvel stuff that's been going on?
Yeah, we could do some Marvel stuff. What?
Okay, so I just read something on my phone, actually, that there's rumor that there's a special presentation for Silver Surfer that could be made.
Silver Surfer, does that imply we're getting the Fantastic Four?
Well, we're getting a Fantastic Four movie. It's been like announced for like years now.
I know, but like, I haven't seen anything like other than Reed Richards and Multiverse of Madness, of course. But
sucked.
I've been hearing, yeah, it did suck. I've been hearing that they're not going to have Krasinski play him in our universe. But
honestly, I take back what I said in my first video essay on that film. I was like, yeah, I like the Illuminati. I hope John Krasinski returns. Like, he was great. I'm like, what the fuck was I saying? Like,
yeah, he didn't
Krasinski
do much.
was not great. Like,
he looked good. He looked good, but like, that was it.
And that entire costume was CGI, which annoyed me.
He's the smartest man in the universe. Tells Wanda what his like ace in the hole was.
Literally so fucking dumb.
And then he tries to like grip her with his stretchy arms, and he turns into grated cheese. I don't care if you haven't seen Multiverse of Madness yet. I just saved you some time, because God, it was not worth it.
Oh, it's a good film.
It's
a satisfying mess. That's all I'm gonna call it. It's a satisfying mess with some great moments,
How many times
things
have you
by
watched
Sam
it?
Raimi, but it's because of Marvel, because of how much Marvel influenced the script. It's not great.
How many times have you watched it?
Just once, probably.
I was forced to watch it a second time, and I was miserable. Like, it's...
Hey, at least Sam Raimi saved it.
It was a satisfying mess the first time. It was horrible the second time.
Oh, boy.
Like...
Hey, it's the best Marvel movie we got this year so far. That's all I'm saying. Like, all the Marvel movies this year haven't been the greatest, and this was...
I don't remember what other movies they did this year, but I know that they did multiple shows.
Yeah. Oh, let's actually talk about, before our MCU ranking, obviously, let's talk about our opinion on Marvel this year. Like, what they've come out with, what our overall opinion is on, like, how Marvel is this year. So, first off, what came out first? Was it Moon Knight, right?
I believe so, but I'm trying to remember, because there was Moon Knight and there's She-Hulk. What else was there?
I'm actually going on my Letterboxd to see my MCU ranking. There was Werewolf by Night, Falcon and Winter... Oh, wait, that was last year.
That was last year.
Werewolf by Night, there was She-Hulk.
Oh, Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, Thor, Love and Thunder.
Got it. I totally forgot about that movie, which says a lot about how okay
let's go in
was.
order, though. So, it was Moon Knight, then it was Multiverse of Madness. Oh, hold on. I'll be back. Just you and Obi chat, I guess.
Okay, well, Obi's not here, so I can just pause.
Oh, yeah. Our opinions on all the Marvel projects that come out this year. So, first off, Moon Knight. Terrible.
Yeah, I liked it at first, and I was like, the ending's all right, but everything in between was no.
This is what I describe it as. Like, I describe this to my friends a lot. So, basically, this is how Moon Knight is to me. It's simple. Episode 1, great start. Episode 2, pretty good. Episode 3... it's okay. Episode 4, not that great. Episode 5 has some great elements, but it's overshadowed by some bad stuff. And episode 6 specifically, a giant CGI fuckfest.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy most of it. I can't even remember them episode by episode. I just remember being bored out of my mind and then being like, ugh, the CG. And then
it wasn't a Moon Knight show. It was just Oscar. It was like Oscar Isaac is fantastic.
He's
perfect
great.
casting.
But
it was not a Moon Knight show.
Yeah, his chemistry with himself was great, and I've honestly never seen it done that well when someone's fighting with alternate versions of their self.
There was one missing though, Jake Lockley.
Well, he wasn't missing. He was there in the end credits.
He was not supposed bro. Why would they? That's one of my biggest problems. Why would they save the a big secret evil personality for the post-credit scene? That's literally a bucket of bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, they teased him twice prior, but still, it was no.
I don't like what they did with Lockley. He should have been from the start one of the personalities, and like that Mark fights with, or something, tries talk with Steven, but really did not like what they did with Lockley.
Yeah,
and really Mark Spector just feels so sidelined. Honestly. It's mostly Stephen Grant. I like Stephen Grant. I just feel since Mark is the original personality, they should have focused on him the most, you know?
Yeah, I think my favorite part of the show, which did not last, was when he's in that asylum and the main villain was just the ward guy. And
Ethan Hawke was great, I will admit.
He was.
He shouldn't, the villain they chose should not have been what they chose. It should have been Butchman, who was, a villain from the comics, but,
yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, no, that part where he's just, in the psych ward and, everything's kind of crashing down on him was super interesting. But at the end of that episode, they have him run into Stephen Grant again, and then they run into that hippo thing, and then they get all scared, and then the episode ends, and I'm like, great, they just undid all the cool stuff that they did, and then the following episode was a mess.
My biggest problem with the show is that they take away one of the greatest things of Moon Knight, and that's the grounded nature of it. I get it. They want to with Miss Marvel too. We'll discuss about that too. They want to take away the grounded nature to prepare these guys for Secret Wars, probably. But it's important to their characters. They are street-level heroes for a reason. And for Moon Knight to take that all away is just not great, in my opinion.
It had to be a world-ending conflict every time, yeah.
They should have focused on him being a street-level hero, kicking goons' asses, and just it should have been Daredevil. This show should have been like Daredevil. but then again, they cut away from every good fight scene.
Yeah, and then same thing with Miss Marvel. It's like they introduced a conflict that would have been world-ending.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a sec, though, after we discuss a certain Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we'll discuss Multiverse of Madness briefly because we already talked about it for a bit. But yeah, it's okay. Like, you know, Sam Raimi saves it, obviously. Sam Raimi, my lovable god. I love that man. But, like, yeah, he really saved the film, but all of Marvel's interferences just overshadow it. The Illuminati was not great. The everything, like, with them, like, was just cameo fan service, which wasn't needed.
Yeah, I thought we'd get more with the multiverse stuff, but we just get that cool scene where they're flying through various universes and then they just stay in one for almost the rest of the movie.
Yeah, it's not that great. And also, what is it? Oh yeah, like there's some good fight scenes, I will admit, like the
Don't say the
Doctor
evil
Strange
Doctor Strange
music
one.
fight.
I was so angry at that scene because I wanted him to be like extremely powerful. Like the episode of What If was like, you know, that was the only one I really liked. And
well, the thing is, those are completely different Stranges. That's the thing.
I know, but like the one that we got here was supposed to be essentially the one from What If, but yeah, I don't know. The music battle, it is what it is, but I expected something very different.
Yeah, like
the zombie stuff was
great.
Cool, yeah. Wanda definitely is not dead.
Well, like Wanda, this is Wanda's movie, let's face it. Like, Wanda stole the show here.
Yeah. Sam Raimi's strength came out through Wanda, making it like a horror thing. Like,
I'm glad the movie is the darkest of the MCU. Well, not really. Daredevil and the Netflix shows are the darkest of the MCU. But I'm glad this is the darkest MCU movie. Like, it's very much like darker than some of the other ones. Like, well, it's not the darkest movie probably, but it's one of the darker movies.
Yeah, I'd have to give darker to like maybe I want to say Winter Soldier or something along those lines.
Winter Soldier was great with its tone.
Yeah. But yeah, let's just kind of skip past multiverse because we've already said what needs to be said.
If you guys want to, for anyone watching, if you guys want to hear my thoughts on Multiverse of Madness fully, then you can check out my video essay on it. Just know, I think I mentioned the Illuminati and John Krasinski being fine, and I freaking regret it. So just ignore those opinions and just assume that I hate it. Just saying. And also I have an updated thumbnail on there because obviously, if you guys don't know, I very much am a great Photoshop artist. But anyways, so now... Wait, say again?
Except you don't use Photoshop.
I use Pixar.
Yeah.
I'm planning on switching to Affinity Designer once there's a sale, but...
Yeah.
Anyways, now we have Miss Marvel. So, this one I'm kind of mixed on. I think it's okay. I gave it 3 stars on Letterboxd, but I don't think it's the best.
I agree. I really liked the first episode because...
Iman Vellani is perfect. Like, she's great.
Yeah, great casting. I liked the style of the first episode, and they don't really do that again until the last episode.
Honestly, like the whole clandestine stuff is a cool concept, but did they have to do it like that? I mean, I like how Kamala's a mutant, obviously. Like, that was because technically before she was considered inhuman, they were gonna make her a mutant, but then they had to change it because freaking the person at Marvel at the time just didn't want mutants at all.
Yeah.
But I like that she's a mutant, but then again, also, like, I don't know. Like, I like the whole clandestine stuff is, I don't know if I like it.
Yeah, I did not like when, you know, they got, like, sucked into the portal, and then the powers went to the boy, I forgot his name, and it's like, he just becomes evil Miss Marvel. Like, except he's not evil, he's just misunderstood and angry and all that stuff. Like, I'm glad they don't kill him or anything, but, like, I didn't need a big fight at the end where he's just an evil version of the main character.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how to feel about it.
But, like, it was, like, a cool, like, kind of like Spider-Man Homecoming-esque show, but, like, you know, it had good representation. It might be the only positive, like, Muslim representation I've seen in any media. Like, honestly, and I applaud it for that because this is the first time I've ever seen it, and it's not like I'm, you know, not open to seeing it because I just like they're typically typecasted into positions where they're evil or they're
at
negative
least,
stereotypes.
At least it was like good representation in that way. But
Yeah.
like the pacing and the writing was, I guess, like,
And
you know, it's
introducing the mutants at the very end of the show was just stupid.
yeah, it's funny. But then,
Completely pointless.
then we have a certain movie that I hate, and it's the worst MCU movie of all time, and I don't want to talk about it. So Ethan, you're gonna have to be the one to introduce it.
I'm assuming you're talking about Thor: Love and Thunder.
Disgusting.
I made my
Don't
video.
even mention the title.
I made my video on my laptop, and I used text to speech because I was not home and I didn't have my equipment. And
Just bring your microphone on the road.
yeah, I didn't think that far ahead. But I just did a pros and cons video because I just didn't know what to say. I like Christian Bale, but like the tone of the movie doesn't work with him.
Bro, this movie is a fucking train wreck. It's the worst MCU movie of all time. And it's literally, like, there's barely anything good about it. The only thing I could say that's good, per se, is Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher and some of the emotional moments in there. But Taika Waititi, or I'm sorry if I said his name wrong, I'm super sorry, Taika, style just doesn't blend well. Like, and this is what happens when you give the director, like, too much. Like, you know, and even though that could be a good thing, like Matt Reeves with the Batman, masterpiece, but like sometimes with Taika especially, like you could see what happens. Like this did not work. I was kind of about most of the movie, but I really liked Christian Bale, and I really felt good about the end of the movie, like just the part where he gets to make his wish, because that was really good, and his acting carried that. But like Thor having to save the kids was really weird and cringy. Funny thing though, Christian Bale said he did not like working with a green screen a lot, which I can completely understand. Like I never worked with the green screen, but like as an actor who like probably would just prefer doing practical stuff, like if I was an actor, I definitely would relate to that.
Yeah, well, we're talking about like the king of method acting. Like, look at him going from what was it, Ex Machina, or sorry, I forgot what the other movie's called. Not Ex Machina, but he goes like he will do anything to play a part. Like he'll gain or lose upward of 100 pounds for a role. He'll go bald. He'll grow out of his beard. He'll get muscular. He'll lose weight to a life-threatening level for a role. And
yeah.
He's a very, very admirable actor, and I hope that all the stuff he's done for roles doesn't, ruin him in his health, because I'd like to see him, live another 30, 40 years at least.
But yeah, I mean, even though Christian Bale was great as Gore, he was very underutilized. Like, he barely was in the film. And also, let me just say, like, the funny thing, I was like, maybe I should make a video, but like, I decided not to, thankfully, but like, even like I knew this film was so bad when usually my mom and like my sister, they enjoy the Marvel movies, and sometimes like the ones that I don't enjoy as much. But my sister didn't like Multiverse of Madness too much, but they fell asleep watching the Love and Thunder. They fell asleep watching it, and it's the funniest shit. It's like my mom said she didn't like it, my sister didn't like it. It's so freaking funny. It's like the film was that bad. Yeah.
I have a real issue with falling asleep in theaters. It's if I have a slight feeling that I'm going to fall asleep, I have to let it happen. Because I'll be fighting it for the entire movie, and I will not even remember what's happening because I'm just focused on holding my eyes open, holding my head up. Like, I have to let myself fall asleep for a couple minutes.
I don't think I've fallen asleep in a movie theater, but I bet if I went to see Cats in theaters, I definitely would have fallen asleep.
I would have been laughing the whole movie.
I would have fallen asleep, woken up, walked out of the theater, say, fuck this movie, and just leave, because I definitely would have not wanted to experience that.
Yeah, I didn't see it, and I don't plan to ever.
Never, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, so overall, Thor: Love and Thunder, despite having like those, like there's a beautiful story there, but Taika literally direction style just doesn't fit, which is annoying. But yeah. Thor: Love and Thunder, worst MCU movie. I know it's like very much like a hot take almost, but I think it's the worst one.
Yeah, I would put it in my bottom 10, but I don't know exactly where yet.
Honestly, the first Thor movie and this is night and day. Like, that first Thor movie has been getting much more love over the years, and it deserves it.
I think the
I'm
second
gonna rewatch
one still
it.
is really bad.
But, like, yeah, Love and Thunder, not great, but
yeah.
Now we are on to
She-Hulk.
the most recent thing.
The She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. Okay. Then we have Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which obviously we're gonna wait until that comes out so we can do our MCU ranking. But okay, She-Hulk.
I personally did not hate She-Hulk. I
didn't hate it either. It definitely was overhated.
Yeah, I think that there was obviously an overwhelming bias against it, and it's like it did some interesting fourth wall break stuff, like on the same level as Deadpool. And the finale did something that not even Deadpool has done, except in the comics when he literally, I think, kills his own writers. But like. But I loved seeing a live action adaptation of a character breaking out of the universe just to yell at the people that write them.
Yeah.
I think
wish though it actually Kevin Feige instead of a robot.
Yeah, I was expecting Kevin Feige, but like the finale of the show boosted me from like a 5 to like a 6.5 or 7 on the show, because
it's better than Moon Knight in my opinion. Moon Knight was bad, but like She-Hulk, there's some episodes I like, but there's episodes I really don't like. Like, you know.
I think that the weird thing is it's such a short series and most of it feels like filler. And it's like...
Well, that's because it's a sitcom. It's a TV sitcom.
I know, but like it feels like filler in the sense that like it'll cram in plot elements in the end credits of episodes.
Captain America, fuck!
Yeah, no, I loved that first end credit scene. I think the first episode was very good. And
also, of course... We'll get to it. Actually, we'll get to it. We'll get to our boy Daredevil. But like you were saying though.
I think that like the second episode was good. The third really dropped down for me, and that like everything involving what was her name, Titania.
Titania.
Everything involving her, I didn't care for.
I mean, she is one of She-Hulk's main villains. But
I know, but she's very campy in a not entertaining way.
Also, the edit. Can we just point out how bad the editing is, though?
The editing, as in the CG, or like the pacing, or like
how the show is actually edited.
Yeah, I because of the fourth wall elements, like I didn't really care too much for the editing, but like sometimes the CG was glaringly bad, which is weird because the Hulk and Abomination and everything else looked flawless except for her, and she's the main character. And I think what happened here. Hold on, let me explain the CG thing. I think the reason she looks so bad is because they didn't give her any like micro hair follicles on her face to make her look really smooth, and it just ends up looking like Fiona from Shrek. Because
don't bring up that comparison.
Yeah, I have to. But like every single CG person, every single real person has a lot like hairs on their face, no matter if they're feminine or not. And they didn't do that to her, and it makes her look uncanny and smooth. And you know, it could also be that they rushed the production and that the budget was lower, but like if they made Bruce and the Abomination look perfect and not her, I can only assume that they just didn't put any hair on her face to make her look more smooth and feminine. They also just didn't make her as muscular as they should have, because they probably
the concept art had it like that, and that looked honestly better. But
yeah, I think that they just they have a problem with, like, you know, feminine strong characters still have to look very to their perception of women like.
Yeah, it's weird.
And I'm like, no, we all want her to be muscular. Like she's pretty much as muscular as I am. She's just a foot taller. Like you could have gotten a real person to play the She-Hulk. There are women that tall and that muscular in real life. There was no need for CG.
Oh, you know that one? You know the episode 9, the intro that was homage to the 1970s She-Hulk? The guy who played She-Hulk he's a guy. Like, it wasn't a woman who played Savage She-Hulk in the beginning.
And they could have found, like, a female actor to do that, but all right. Like,
they could have they definitely, if you think about it, they definitely could have gone.
They could have saved a lot of money on the bad CG.
Yeah, honestly, I looked, like, at many moments, I was like, why does she look so often? It's like she doesn't blend in well.
She doesn't.
Like, the blending is not
She's
great.
poorly composited into the shots. She has no, like, you know, the hair follicles is a big one. Yeah, that was kind of the extent of it. Like, you know, the fabric and everything looks fine. It's just the skin that doesn't. And maybe the eyes. The eyes also looked kind of buggy at times. But, you know, I liked the meta commentary, like the jokes where Kevin is like, oh, transform when the camera's on me so we can save money. And, like, you know, that kind of stuff's funny. And I'm glad that
honestly,
they call themselves out for how everything ends the exact same way. Like, because that's exactly what I was just saying about Miss Marvel. And, like, I guess Moon Knight, because, you know, giant gods fighting, cool, I guess. Like, she's like, we don't need it to be this every time. Like, let's do something different. And then she's like, you know, we got to bring Daredevil back. Like, the jokes about her and Daredevil are great.
But
not for children, but great.
I'll just say, what was I gonna say actually? For the Kevin stuff, I would have preferred it to be Kevin Feige, and like she looks at the screen like, "Hey, Kevin, we need to talk," and Kevin Feige is just afraid and trying to run off, like not wanting to be on screen. Like,
yeah, I have assumptions on why they used a robot. I would guess that a lot of people don't actually know what Kevin Feige looks like,
or Kevin Feige just doesn't think he would be good with the acting part.
But I guess it's cool that they named the robot Kevin and led us on to think it was going to be him. It was pretty funny.
Yeah,
and then it's like, you know, the self-criticism, like, oh, all of our entertainment is generated by an artificial intelligence.
I already hear theories that it's Kang stewing or something, which would be the funniest shit.
The last thing I want to hear is it's Kang the Conqueror, or it's Mephisto. None of that.
Okay. After we discuss She-Hulk, we gotta get into some new Marvel stuff after Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
But anyway,
we don't have too much longer. We're already past an hour, but we'll
briefly mention it. But anyways, Daredevil. Oh god, it was so good.
Yeah, I'm glad to see him. I haven't watched the show yet, but I know that he's
okay. Here's what you got to do after you finish whatever goddamn show you are on. Go on Disney Plus, watch Daredevil, and just fucking just enjoy it.
I will. I'm just stuck in Better Call Saul limbo because the show is just really boring, and I will get criticized into oblivion for saying that.
Let's not discuss about Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, well, it's Vince Gilligan is a great writer, great cinematography, everything. But like, it's for someone with my attention span, these shows are really hard to watch. But back to Marvel,
Daredevil. Like, even though there was some CGI, the acrobatics were fantastic. I love. I like how he's more comedic. It's the same. It's been confirmed. It shouldn't have been confirmed because it's been confirmed for a while, but it's obviously this is the same Daredevil that we have come to know from the Netflix show, so it's not a Marvel variant crap or anything. The Netflix shows are canon.
Yeah, I am happy about that. I kind of low-key hope they do something like that for the Punisher as well.
Yeah, the Punisher being the same one.
Yeah, because
I
haven't seen that either.
I heard Jessica Jones.
I want to watch it.
I heard Jessica Jones was supposed to appear in Daredevil Born Again, but due to scheduling conflicts, Punisher might appear, which I'm excited for. But still, Jessica Jones probably should get some love again.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either. I kind of slept on all the Netflix ones. I
gotta watch the rest of them.
I had a sour taste for Marvel shows back then because the only thing I had seen was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I hated it. I really disliked Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh boy.
So I was like, I don't need Luke Cage, I don't need Daredevil, I don't need Jessica Jones, I don't need the Inhumans or whatever they were. But now I'm like, okay, I'm watching all the new Marvel shows and all I'm hearing is about how much better they used to be.
But anyways, so Daredevil, She-Hulk was great. It was so funny. The ending was hilarious to that episode, though.
Yeah, I did not expect them to do all that, but
bro, especially on a Disney Plus show.
Yeah, no, the joke she made to Kevin about how she needs to smash him was just wow.
Bro, that was great.
Yeah,
but overall, She-Hulk, definitely better than Moon Knight. It isn't the greatest. It's simply okay. It's
I liked its commentary on just what do you call those people? Chronically online people, like men on the internet who are just angry at everything, and they bring in one of the guys from the law firm, and he's like, females, right? And they all start laughing. It seems like satire, but people legitimately laugh at that kind of just talk. And just have this genuine hatred. The She-Hulk, she didn't earn her powers. I hate her. The the real subtext to that is I just don't want a woman to be the superhero. It's not fair. I don't like it. And it's like the same thing with, you know, any character that, you know, people probably, I didn't hear much of it, but like when Jane ends up with Thor powers, people probably complained a lot. I just didn't pay attention until the movie came out. But like the She-Hulk commentary, or like people were hating on She-Hulk like they didn't know that she already existed.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like she's been a comic for at least 30 years, right?
She was made, I think, because of the popularity of the Incredible Hulk TV series, like
so
around the 1950s.
Yeah, so she was probably created in the 80s or 90s. But like, yeah, it's same thing with like when Into the Spider-Verse came out. People were like, "We don't need a black Spider-Man." I'm like, yeah, but Miles was a character that was
Miles been around like since
at least 2013 or 12. Yeah. Because, I mean, I know the whole backstory with Childish Gambino wanting to be, like, a black Peter Parker. And they're like, we won't make you Peter Parker, but we will base a Spider-Man off of you. And we kind of, you know, the guy who wrote Miles Morales was like, you know, my daughters are mixed race. And I think that, you know, a character that appeals to them and their Afro-Latino, like, background is great. And, you know, Miles is so good that, you know, I mean, obviously everyone's biased towards Peter Parker because he's the Spider-Man everyone grew up with. But people who are like young kids now will probably see the two of them as equal characters and probably will prefer Miles over Peter.
I mean, Miles is very relatable.
He is very, I relate. I think I can see him as more relatable than Peter by a long shot. But it's like, you know, you and I both knew Peter Parker as Spider-Man our whole lives. All the video games were about Peter Parker, all the movies. So it'll take some time, but like I'm so happy about the Spider-Verse movie and I can't wait for the sequel, even though it should have been out already.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't get delayed again.
Yeah, just with She-Hulk, yeah, like it was definitely very overhated, but then again the show isn't the greatest, but hey, it's better than some shows, I guess.
Yeah, it's overhated, but it's not great.
It's not underrated, it's not overrated.
It's kind of,
like,
I think that
decent.
It's pretty average for the Disney Plus series so far. It's not one of the worst ones.
Yeah, but the last one we have to talk about quickly before we end this episode is Werewolf by Night. Have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It was pretty great. It just very reminiscent of like a lot of early like American cinema.
Yeah. Honestly, I would say best of Phase 4. The best we have seen in all of Phase 4.
I'm gonna stick with Spider-Man No Way Home as best of Phase 4.
I know I said earlier that Doctor Strange was the best movie of Phase 4, like of this year. But Werewolf by Night is special presentation, so sadly it can't count really.
It wins by default because its only competition is Thor. But I think Wakanda Forever will eclipse the two movies.
I mean, I'm excited for that movie. So
I think it'll be the definite winner. I just gotta see it.
It's only a few weeks away.
And you know,
but
a lot of people
Werewolf by Night is a like it makes the MCU the MCU trying to do something different. Like Michael Giacchino, brilliant. And, like, the cinematography, everything is fantastic.
Yeah,
and it's just,
I love the idea of a composer directing because no one gets pacing like the person writing the score.
Yeah, like, it's fantastic. Like, also, the idea of special presentations is perfect. And, in fact, Marvel is likely doing those more. I mean, we're probably getting Nova, Silver Surfer is rumored. Like, special presentations are probably going to be for some characters since they can't just do a show.
Yeah, I'd rather have hour-length films or like 40-minute movies than TV shows that have a lot of nonsense filler.
I honestly, hot take, Moon Knight probably should have been a special presentation.
Loki should have been a special presentation.
Well, Loki was a great show.
It was a good show, but like I think that you could have cut a lot of the fat out and made it like an hour. It could have been a movie. It could have been a movie.
But just saying though, like Moon Knight would have worked better as a special presentation because we could have just seen Moon Knight fighting against Bushman, or hell, he could have been in here fighting because obviously he fought Werewolf by Night. He made his first appearance in that comic series.
Yeah, or he could have been another person going after the Kingpin.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I think Kingpin is out of commission for a little while because of Hawkeye, which sucks because of all people, I didn't want Hawkeye to be the one, but then he gets hit by a car. Just the dumbest.
Well, he's coming back in Echo and Daredevil Born Again and
Yeah.
likely Spider-Man 4, so...
Yeah, he's a tough guy. But, I'm happy with the Kingpin we have, because if he was like comic accurate, he'd be bigger than the Smart Hulk.
Oh, but we were just off topic there. We went from Werewolf by Night to Kingpin.
Yeah, Werewolf by Night. Yeah, you're right. It was probably the best thing we've gotten this year.
And yeah, I can't wait for more special presentations like this. And obviously now we just got to look forward to Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. And I just completely realized we completely missed I Am Groot.
I didn't watch it. I don't care.
I didn't watch it either. Sorry to everybody watching, but we completely ignore that one.
Yeah, I've seen clips. I don't care. It's nothing to me.
I don't even know if it's on
And
Letterboxd.
Guardians are apparently getting a holiday special.
Oh yeah, the holiday special. I forgot about that. That's our last thing of Phase 4, technically.
Yeah, well, we're doing our tier list after Wakanda Forever. I'm not waiting for a holiday special.
Okay, yeah, we'll do an updated one. Oh, all the freaking Groot shorts are separate on Letterboxd. I'm probably gonna just not include them in the rankings since they're just mini-series things.
Yeah, I'm skipping over those. I don't care about those. But I guess that's where we're gonna end it. I think, everyone check out DarkMatt17 on his YouTube channel. I'll have it linked in the description. Thank you for
actually, a little update for you guys. What is it? I might consider privating all my videos from 2021 and before that, and privating everything up to my first video essay, and then just changing my name to Cineflick. I'm considering changes to my channel. It's really weird.
Yeah. Either way, I'll have your channel linked. If the name's changed, they'll see it when they click it, but the link will still take them to your channel.
Yeah, I'm still considering changes. By the end of the year, I'll probably consider privating most videos, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, either way, check him out. I really like, I found him through his video essays. I really like them, and he's working on more. If you're into anything like Godzilla, Ninja Turtles, Scooby-Doo.
Well, yeah, one
stuff.
Scooby-Doo video will be happening. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to make that Scooby-Doo 2 video.
Yeah, well, if they like it, they'll like your channel.
But anyways, I'm glad to be on here. I'll be on here probably more frequently, probably as a co-member, sort of, but...
Yeah, so next collab you'll see him in is the MCU tier list, and we'll take it from there.
And I'll have my own video, obviously, because the last time I didn't work out.
Yeah.
But anyways, I guess that is it.
Yeah.
I love talking here.
Yeah, me too. All right. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, everybody, and follow me at Yonaha Media on Twitter and Instagram and everywhere else. And then the website again is yonaha.net. If you sign up with your email, you'll get a 30% coupon, and I will email you coupons going forward. Anyways, thank you for watching.